Welcome back, Jeff. So, inspections. I guess a part of serving a customer well is you going out there and seeing what's going on. How often do you do that? What does that category of customer service mean to you?
Yeah, that's really important. There's been times, especially during COVID, when that came up, that I couldn't go do the inspections as often as I'm comfortable with.
How often would you like to be able to do that?
At least twice a year, plus the times that my maintenance people go out there. So there's several times a year that there's people out there. Somebody reports a dripping sink. My maintenance people are out there. They let me know if there's something else. But on top of those, I'm also out inside the property at least twice a year. And so I'm walking around. I'm looking mainly just to see if the house is being treated properly. That they're not hoarding. There's not a potential problem with pest control from just being messy people. That their kids aren't damaging the walls and punching holes in things. And so, that's very, very, very rare that I see a situation that I'm really concerned about. Usually you go in and, you'll find some toys and laundry on the floor, which, we all have those days, and that's always fine. I'm not looking for that it's spick and span, just looking that things are being treated properly.
Right. And so there's a couple of different flavors of inspection. There's whatever your maintenance guy can do while he's fixing the trap underneath the sink. There's you going out there twice a year. Back when I rented, I don't think I ever had any representative of the company ever show up.
Yeah, that's really unfortunate. I've run into landlords, property owners that just have nightmares of situations because they've had a tenant living there for years, many years, and they always thought everything was going great. And come to find out the management company was never there. There was all kinds of drugs and terrible things happening. The place was destroyed. Maintenance issues not being reported because they didn't want people coming in while they were feeding their habits and things. And so,
Right.
Just horrendous stories.
And then you and I have talked about actually bringing a home inspector out, and of course they would be looking for different things than the superficial stuff or the surface stuff that you're looking for. They would be more after maybe the breaker box or whether there's, I don't know, asbestos, or whether the furnace or the water heater whether the water heater is leaking or whether the furnace is doing carbon monoxide, that sort of thing. What are your thoughts? How often should that be done? What are your thoughts in that category?
Yeah, that's always a balance between the cost of it and the service, and most of that is the property owner makes that decision. As a property manager, I would always say more often the better. At least twice a year, preferably once a year. But again, that would be up to the client to pay for that service.
That will be something where you just say, hey, client, this is an option.
Right.
And this is why it's a good idea. Okay. We'll be back.